Oh my God, it's been so long since we've been here.
I know. I cannot believe that it has been a month since we have been on air together.
Yeah, that's so
How
weird.
are you?
Listen, but hot and sweaty as usual, but yeah, I've been doing pretty good. I actually have a new guest. Hang on. This is Nico. This is camera. Hello. This was used to be my pup, and then was on hiatus for a few years, and now he's my pup again, and he's a little old man.
Oh, is that a Yorkie?
He is.
So my parents had a Yorkie. That's what they replaced me with when I went to the military.
Listen. They're a handful, so I guess that just speaks of how you were as a child, right?
I mean,
hey, no, but seriously, they are great.
If you want more on that story, go check out last week's episode of First Generation Dad. Then you'll hear more on how I was as a child.
All right, good to know. You guys can check that on Sundays now, officially, right? Yeah, Sundays.
Thursdays.
Still Thursday. Oh, I'm sorry. Thursdays. I was thinking the other show has a changed date. See, this is what happens when I miss. It's sad we miss one episode and it's a month.
Kind of how this show works.
Yeah. All right, so guys, we are we're technically gonna do TV shows on the last episode, so we decided to not mess the flow of things up. So we're gonna do appreciate our favorite types of thing, not do anything too specific. We did happen to go on movies, and that is what I also looked up for like my interests for these upcoming releases. There's a couple of good ones I'm pretty excited about that I might actually watch instead of just telling you guys that I'm gonna watch and lying about it. But I don't intentionally lie. It's just got time for all this media, right? It's so much. I'm a gamer primarily. We all know this. But yes, okay. I've got if I miss any major comment, my mic is blocking everything. But yeah, Josh, how about you take us into some news? I realize I'm super rude. How have you been?
No, you're fine. I'm good. I'm working hard on different things as far as pinfall and.
Oh, you have been. Oh man, listen, this guy's been putting in all kinds of work. He's been doing all kinds of graphic stuff and planning and just being the big CEO, Mr. Priz that he is, right?
I'm just trying to make things happen. More and more, I'm like, I want this to be a thing, so I cannot work for another person.
Right, that's the self-employment and all that, being your own boss and doing stuff that, it's sometimes a struggle to want to get up here and to talk because you feel like, I feel like a loser. Like, who would ever want to watch me talk about things? But I just really love media, and I really love movies and shows and entertainment as a whole, and that's what I'm banking on, whether it's like, it doesn't matter if this is a movie show or not. But, Josh, I know you're the same. You've always loved this stuff, especially wrestling. You and that wrestling.
Like, people ask me what I'm into, and I'll tell them music, movie. Truly, I'm a pop culture fiend. I love pop culture. I think it's kind of also the era we grew up in. 90s was the best pop culture era there has ever fucking been.
Truly, like that's nostalgia right there.
Like that was our mark. We've had the biggest pop culture that there has ever been, and you can tell by looking at my wall and seeing all the pop culture that is represented. And now, a lot of that is wrestling, and I do have a wrestling an addiction. Like I can't lie, but no,
my camera is terrible. I wish that I could show, because like just right here I got like Predator and then a V for Vendetta poster and then Finn Balor. So right, like I've got my little media.
So I went to AEW last week for my birthday.
Yes, I saw those pictures. Congratulations, happy belated birthday.
Well, actually, my birthday is Saturday.
Happy early birthday.
Thank you.
I was like, I didn't think that you would have it, but to be safe.
My birthday is Saturday, but we went to the wrestling. That was my present from my parents
And the
for
60s, she says.
my birthday. And so my gift from my wife.
Oh, I love it. Oh my God, look at the detail on that. Look at his shirt.
All of them. Every single one of these action
You know
figures.
what?
The reason I invest so much money in these specifically is because they're so very well detailed and so amazing. Like, just
one day these are going to be worth some things. But not that you'd ever get rid of
Look at
them.
that
Oh my
orange
God,
chest.
right?
I mean, his jacket is ruffled.
It is. Listen, I never got to watch him. Like, I wasn't watching. Like, it was before that. But I've seen clips of him because Tyler really enjoys him and his little cool guy thing. And, like, he's so adorable.
He's one of their main stars on AEW.
He's good.
But, yeah, so autographed Cody Rhodes. Like,
that is so.
This is now like the height of my collection.
I didn't even see. I see the autograph now. Not gonna lie, blended with the gold. That's super fucking badass. What?
Like the highlight of my collection. The most I've spent on an individual toy yet.
You need to put that behind some glass.
Well, actually, so
get a shadow box. Hey, there you go.
That's not in it. But anyway, getting back.
Yes, sorry. News. That's what we were supposed to be doing.
I was fine going on that rant because there wasn't a lot. I've looked. I haven't seen a lot. There's two things I want to mention. One, Jeff Bezos is still alive. He made it into space and made it back. Damn.
That's listen, I'm so glad. I know that there's a lot of mixed things. I'm glad that everyone made it there, made it back. Mission was successful.
Friend just told me before I came in here, 150,000 people signed a petition to not have that man return. So if that tells you anything.
I don't understand why. Okay, apparently I've been left out of the loop. Other than him being the Amazon guy, I guess I don't know shit about him because that's
basically why. Okay, before or after he came out and said he thanked all the Amazon employees for making this happen. Do you realize Amazon just started paying a living wage? Just started. But they worked their employees to death. There's been recordings of employees carrying piss bottles because they can't get breaks. Like,
okay, I guess that
is not.
I guess I didn't realize that was Amazon, but I do remember delivery people and pee bottles.
So Amazon does not treat their employees well, and for him to go fly into space and then thank his employees for it, like, not a good look.
I mean, I guess I understand they should be treating their employees better, but regardless, he was still the head of the company that did all this stuff. So I think that that speaks for a little bit.
To say this, I would believe 80% of the people that watched his stream today of him flying into space was hoping that it didn't work. In other words,
that's fucked up. I'm sorry, it's fucked up. Y'all got to get past your petty bullshit. Y'all got to get past your petty bullshit. Okay. I understand, but he's not the only company doing this, and he did thank them. And motherfucker went to space. He went to space.
Yeah, but he wasn't the first. Elon Musk beat him by a week. So.
Oh.
Or not Elon Musk. I'm sorry. Virgin guy. Robert.
Hey, Will.
What up, Will?
What is his name? God, his name. That's the one's name that I always mess up. Yeah, the Virgin guy, the one that wants to do the hotel.
Yeah. On Mars. Yes.
What is his name? Never mind. Either way, if I type it, it'll be really loud.
And then my second thing. Today, 4 years ago today, we lost Chester Bennington.
That's one I will cry with.
Yeah, Lincoln Park, there we go. Your mom, always on it. Richard Branson.
That's it. Thank you, Mom.
Lincoln Park for me was a huge part of my childhood. I would say one of the first non-Christian bands I was really listening to was Linkin Park. And Meteora absolutely is one of those records. And pun, we're going to talk about this coming up in a few weeks. But Meteor was absolutely one of those records that I would label the soundtrack, one of the soundtracks of my life. Because there was a point I would listen to that whole album. And music listeners know, it's not a small feat to love an entire album.
I was gonna say I am never been an album person, so you gotta give me some songs. I
There's
don't know what the
only
Meteor
there's
album.
only a handful of records and bands that I would say I love that entire album. System of a Down, Toxicity is definitely one of
I
those
do know that
albums.
album.
I can listen to that entire. Well, and truly, System of a Down takes special in that there's not an album of theirs that I really didn't like every song on that album, and that's freaking saying something. But yes, Tyler, Meteor, Hybrid Theory, both of those albums, like those were two of the very first albums. System of a Down, because I was listening to them at the same time. But after those two, like there's not a whole lot that I've listening to an entire album of a person. It's just very rare. Most people don't discover songs like that.
Hell Freezes Over by the Eagles, because Mom and Dad always used to listen to that coming back from Walmart
I mean, you get
shopping
into
trips,
classic
and I think
rock
I've heard like
and
the entirety of that
the way
one
I was
album.
brought up on classic rock. I mean, music was
Punisher
different
is
then.
here. She's in the background, actually. She's hiding, but she is physically here. If she wants, she can pop in and say hello.
So yeah, classic rock. Like I can listen to all of those albums over
That's
and over
fair.
again.
That's fair. I guess newer stuff. Yeah, I
It's
can't think of
also
an
it's
album.
also how I was brought up in music. Like classic 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s.
There's
50s, 60s, 70s, 80s were just those are what I grew up on, other than Christian music, up until I created my musical identity, which I'd say most people do at 13, 14.
right.
And after that, I really dove into my own stuff. But like my childhood is the Eagles, it is Led Zeppelin, AC/DC, all of those.
Oh my God, this is the music show right here. Who needs movies? It's right here.
You get me started on music, I'll talk about music like I talk
Listen,
about.
I changed my. I don't want to say I changed my music taste. I have so much music that I cycle through that I'll like listen to one song for like 3 months, never listen to it again for like 8 years, and then come back to it again for like I don't know. Like, but I will say some consistent ones. Older stuff of Korn, always got to be loving that Korn. A7X is always fun, but my love of my life now for the longest time has been Rammstein for years and years. I do have to thank an ex for that. They introduced me to the glory that is Rammstein. If I can't find any other song to listen to, boy, how I'll be jamming down the road, buddy.
But I want to pop these. So same stuff, like Build Me Up Buttercup, like Beach Boys, all of that stuff. That was my original. And then as I got a little older, my dad introduced me to some of the like 70s, 80s rock he used to listen to. And this one, there is great Christian music out there. You can shit on it all you want, but like I grew up listening to like Stephen Curtis Chapman and guys like that, and Kurt Franklin, like I still will get down on some Revolution. Like I will still go to town on some Kurt Franklin. That man can't put out a bad song to me. And again, I'm gonna pop this one up because I also listen to this. I love me some classical, man.
Classicals, there's some solid.
It's just right. Like if I'm just, I'm not wanting. I love to listen to instrumental too. Like if I'm not wanting words in my music and I'm just wanting to relax.
That's him in those chill hop albums. Like
I love chill hop.
I'm not much of an instrumental person. If I'm going to do it, I want to do maybe like some form of classical. But I do have to say I'm pretty picky about my classical. I don't really like big orchestra. It's like piano or violin generally.
But I was going to say, you were talking about having a scattered music taste. So I'm ADHD. My music taste literally changes about every 3 months.
Emancipator.
It flips from singer-songwriter to rap to country to just random shit that I can find. I just love finding new music. That is one of the things I enjoy. Not gonna happen.
Want to see Josh dance? Come on.
Not gonna happen.
All right.
So, yeah, we got on a music rant there.
News. Those were your two. Did you say you had two things?
Was that was really it. I haven't really seen I will cover this real quick because we haven't been here for a month. The Britney, we've been covering it on First Gen Dads a little bit, but the Britney situation. So looks like
looks like things are looking up to her.
Yeah, it looks like the executorship is going to be ended very shortly. She was able to finally hire her own lawyer. Her manager has retired or moved on because he feels that she's done performing. She doesn't want to. She's ready to move to Europe, hide out, and live the rest of her life, have babies, just be a normal person. Right. I don't blame her. Like, she rebuilt herself. She literally had a breakdown, came back, got one of the best deals as far as a residentship in Vegas ever done. Did that for 4 years, has reinvented her whole persona to be back to the Brit she was. Go out on fucking top. And her dad fucked himself. And I know he don't care. It's all about the money. But he has screwed his relationship with his daughters.
He just sounds like a really raw person.
Really
like
bad person.
The ideas behind it, like it's let alone the act of it, but just the fact that he sat there and thought about this stuff and was like, yep, I'm gonna do it. That right there just speaks loads of his character, which is trash. We need Tommy trash.
I tell you, I'm gonna get that recorded and I'm gonna have that on soundbite. Trash.
But yeah, okay. I'm trying to think of any movies or news at all. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, are you referring to This Will Rascal Flatts? Gonna do your boy like that? Not talking about Rascal Flatts. Listen, Rascal Flatts is I used to listen to a lot more country, and then I stopped almost completely. But Rascal Flatts, it's just one of those things you'll never not be able to hear that man's voice. It'll always be there. And I mean, they were good songs. Very distinct voice.
I tell you a quick story about Rascal Flatts. So my girlfriend before Sarah, my wife, our song was God Bless the Broken Road. We were together about a year. After that, I did not date for 3 years. Sarah was the first woman I truly dated. Sarah has God Bless the Broken Road tattooed on her wrist and had it before we ever dated.
Oh, that's cute.
So,
oh, God.
Signs, I tell you. Signs, man.
That's a good movie.
All right, so we're going to take a break, and then we're going to come back with new releases from Kay. We'll be right back. Check out these new commercials, guys. Check them out.
No one pulls up like we do. No one does us like we do. Always go hard with this school. Welcome to the show, let's make moves. Nothing's gonna stop us, it's about to get rough. Turn the whole room up, it's never enough. Let's go, 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 let's go.
See, weren't those awesome? And I've got more.
I was gonna say, do you remember all of those?
I think I do actually. Here we go. Sports Report. Catch that on Mondays with Will, Tony C, 7, and Dan. That is 9 Central, 10 Eastern. If you haven't caught that show in a while, guys, those 4 guys together are amazing. I produce it every week, and it's all I could do to stay off camera because it is just such a great vibe on that show. It's really entertaining, really interesting conversations. Go check that out. Then Double XP returns next week.
But you did, I think, Pinfall podcast before that. Yes.
I know.
Listen to these poor podcast people who aren't watching these videos are going to be like, that sounded like Double XP song, the third one. I am so confused. Listen, you just caused so many people. But yes, I will interject. Double XP is coming back next Wednesday. Be sure to catch me, I hate to trash talk all the other shows. No, I'm kidding. But for myself, I do put more effort into that show. So it's been a long vacation. I'm excited to get back to work on that stuff. I do try on this show too. I promise. But I also like to just vibe on
effort into this show.
No, I know. I listen. I had to tone myself back. I was getting indigestion and stuff. I had to limit myself to only like 3 hours of prep and not like 9. Okay. But joining Pun and I will be Tyler and potentially more, but for sure we've got Tyler. He will be there on a weekly basis. He's got some segments he wants to bring to you guys. Really excited. Be sure to catch that. Come back next Wednesday at 8 Eastern.
And then, like she said, Pinfall Podcast, a new iteration of what was the Paradigm Shift. I'm super excited to be back. We will return on August 2nd, so make sure you check us out. We'll be returning with a interview from indie wrestler Eden Von England. They are a PhD.
Hey, that was Will who brought that one up. Not even.
They do have a PhD from Oxford as well as I'm super excited to talk to this person. And then August 10th, we'll be having the tag team partner of our very own Layla Gray, who has been on the podcast. Luke Curtis will be joining us on August 10th. Make sure you check out both of those shows. We got a lot of new stuff coming from the new
that's
show.
Exciting.
So
you guys
make sure you check that out. And then the last one, that's the Geek Gauntlet. You can catch that Saturdays with Will and Shaw at 9 Central, 10 Eastern. Go run the fastest hour in podcasting. They talk all things geek. You will really enjoy that show. And if you did check it out a couple of weeks ago, they interviewed the cast of Black Psy. That was an amazing interview. Go check that out.
You guys did awesome.
And now it is time. Every time I hear that, I think West Side Story.
Need my little hat. All right, so my completely non-biased recommendations for upcoming movies. Let me pop this up. I've got it. Here we go. You know, I say it's July, but that's not true. It's July and August, so I'm not going to have that up. You guys just have to follow along, I guess. Okay, so a couple really good ones. but we're just going to go through it in order. We've got 2 on the 23rd of this month, so in 3 days. That is The Comeback Trail, and that's got Robert De Niro, Tommy Lee Jones, and Morgan Freeman, directed by George Gallo. It's 2 movie producers who owe money to the mob set up their aging movie star for an insurance scam to try and save themselves, but they wind up getting more than they ever imagined. Honestly, looks hilarious. Those guys are always a lot of fun, particularly, I know Morgan Freeman and even Tommy Lee Jones gets a lot, but I like Robert De Niro pretty good.
How can you
he's
not
done
like
some
De Niro,
stuff,
man?
right? Plus his name's just fun to say, Robert De Niro. Okay, so also on the 23rd we have Twist, which stars Raph Law, Michael Caine, which we know as, of course, Alfred in The Dark Knight, and where I knew him from was Miss Congeniality. Great movie, by the way, Sandra Bullock, if you guys ever watched that one. And Lena Headey, which is also Cersei from Game of Thrones, directed by Martin Owen. And this is a modern take on the classic tale of Oliver Twist. Did not have the best ratings, not going to lie. However, Michael Caine's awesome. And so is Lena Headey. And I think just that right there, that's all we need. That's all we need. And you know what, guys? I actually broke character. I am including a superhero movie. Yes. The Suicide Squad is coming out on the 6th of next month.
Oh,
and
okay.
I enjoyed Suicide Squad. I know it got a lot of trash, but like as a movie, it was fun to watch. And
and this one is, other than Margot Robbie, it's a total reboot, basically.
That's what I was thinking it was. And I was like, which I can't really not, because it's the same chick in the same character, so it can't be like there's still going to be some comparison to it, right? But that has, of course, Idris Elba and John Cena, which is kind of hilarious to me. I forgot that he was supposed to be, in these movies recently. God, he's making a lot of comebacks and a lot of things, isn't he?
Well, and then he returned to WWE this weekend.
Is he like, what did he return for? Like just like matches or just like
Yeah, he's back. He's going to end up facing Roman Reigns at SummerSlam.
They always do the big stuff for SummerSlam.
Oh yeah, SummerSlam, WrestleMania. Those are that's what everything else builds for. That's what it always.
That's it. It's a really
especially
long
in WWE
build up. That's wink. Okay, that is directed by James Gunn, who was actually writer for Guardians of the Galaxy. Of course, we all know what that stuff is about. So, also in the 6th we have Infinitum. I actually don't know. I should have Googled that. Subject Unknown. And that actually has Ian McKellen, right? Lord of the Rings, X-Men. And Conleth Hill, Lord Varys from Game of Thrones. Where my Game of Thrones fans at? Hey, they doing a lot of work here recently. And Tori Butler Hart, who's directed by Matthew Butler Hart. And this actually sounds really neat. A mind-bending slice of British science fiction. Jane wakes up in a strange attic in a parallel world with seemingly no way out. She is stuck in a time loop, destined to relive the same day over and over with little memory of her doing it before. So that's pretty intense sounding. And it reminds me of Neverending Story because of the attic. This is probably where the resemblance ends right there, but I'm sure Punisher is going to be reacting to that. Okay, all right. So this is the one that I was really excited about. The 13th, my boy, my movie star crush outside of James McAvoy, Ryan Reynolds coming in with Free Guy.
Oh, I'm so excited for this!
Right? I didn't even know that was coming out. I was looking at it. I don't know how I didn't see anything about it.
Here's the story on Free Guy. It was actually done last year and supposed to release last year. It has been pushed back 4 times.
Okay, so that's why the name sounded familiar. I was like, why is this ringing a bell but not ringing a bell? That's because I don't pay attention to something unless it's like finished, right? I hate spoilers. This alone
just go to theater, or is that going to like HBO?
As far as I know, it's going to theater. I think all of these were going to theaters. I did not see anything pop up for, well, I guess Suicide Squad might. I was
going to say, if that's going to HBO Max, we should maybe do that as a watch party. That would be a lot of fun.
You know what? I will check into that because I know HBO Max kind of sneaks one. Like sometimes they get things that I guess isn't as exclusively listed for them. But real quick, also, besides Ryan Reynolds, it has Jodie Comer, which is Villanelle from Killing Eve. Oh my God, I nearly screamed. She's so good. She's so good. Also, Killing Eve, going to say it again, mentioned about 4 times. Great show. Watch it now. And I never can say his name right. Taika Waititi. Is that how you say his name? The Ragnarok, like he's that guy. Like he wrote and starred in like Jojo Rabbit, and like he was involved with like Thor Ragnarok, and like he wrote What We Do in the Shadows. You know what I'm talking about? That guy. Oh, you guys know what I'm talking about. I don't know. Shame on you, Josh. This guy, like his name is not like anybody else's. So, all right, this is directed by Sean Levy, who is actually a producer for Stranger Things, and the plot is a bank teller discovers that he's actually an NPC inside of a brutal open world video game. I almost said a blank teller. He's blank. Like my mind whenever I try to remember how to pronounce Taika Waititi. He's going to be so disappointed in me if he ever sees this podcast. I'm sorry. If you ever see this podcast, I love you so much. And it was because of Jojo Rabbit. And then right after that, I watched, was it Time Lords? Mom, help. You know what I'm talking about? And then he was talking about remaking that into like a series in the next couple of years. And that right there sealed the deal. That's all I needed to hear from him. But okay, going back and looking at some of these comments, good Lord, that's you guys, hip hop happening with these new releases. Y'all excited too. Time Bandits. Thank you. That movie, that old one from whenever it came out. Yeah, yeah, that one. Also a good movie. I don't know. You might not want to show it to your particularly PC friends. I could see some of the things being considered, that movie came out today, it wouldn't be coming out today. I mean, not that they're like trashing anybody, but at the same time, things have gotten a little tender these recent years, a little delicate. I'm not even gonna be mean and say anything like snowflakes, because snowflakes are pretty and unique. They are. So, moving on. Moving on. So, I'm going to dig a huge hole for myself. Josh, save me. Quick.
So, I don't really have any new releases to add to that. What I would say is what I was going to discuss 2 weeks ago, and that was go check out this year's Shark Week on Discover Weekly. They have put out more stuff. And I was never a Shark Week guy when it was popular.
I don't think I've ever watched it. Yeah, I've seen all the commercials.
But now, because of Discovery Plus, they put out so much stuff. Mark Rober and one of the stars of Stranger Things, went and did one. I watched that. It was really good. There's one with Robert Irwin. Robert Irwin. Crikey, it's Shark Week. Really good. He reminds me. So if you have not checked him out, go watch him.
I have not. It's hard to see him and not, feel sad.
Oh, that's the thing. Go watch that. It is like watching a reincarnation of his dad. Like there are times where I turned away, and if I hadn't known better, I'd swear Steve was on the TV. Like, he's just his mannerisms, his voice, the way he acts and gets excited about these animals. He finds a wobbegong. He finds a wobbegong, which was Steve's favorite shark, and he loses his mind over.
Never even heard of that shark. Listen, I can learn all kinds of stuff from Shark Week. Wow.
Yeah, that was really good. There was then Jackass did one where one of their guys actually got bit.
I didn't realize they themed them around people.
So this year, I think because of Discover Weekly and they had so much, they could put out so much content. They did every star had. Brad Paisley did one. Tiffany Haddish did one. Every star had one, and I didn't watch most of them. I'm only listening to a couple I watched that were really interesting to me. But if you was yeah. And let's say it right. The world was is a better place because of Steve Irwin and his family.
Yeah.
Billy, Robert, and their mother are the great. We don't deserve the purity of that family.
Right?
We don't. The world does not deserve, and that's why Steve was
Such an
taken
asshole
from us, 'cause
compared
we
to
don't
them, like
deserve
this.
Steve. We did not deserve Steve Irwin.
No. God.
I love that man. He taught me, him and Jeff Corwin, man. Look at Kay. Kay is actually tearing up over here.
No, I was thinking, no, I had said I'm such an asshole compared to him. And then I was just reflecting on all the good people that we've lost that would be like personality wise. They're such solid characters, right? Like even, and I mean, I know we all know the rough background behind Robin Williams, but everyone always agrees that his comedy got a lot of people through a lot of stuff. So, you know, at the end of the day, he was haunted by a lot of things that he didn't let people on. However, he still managed to turn that around. He literally turned that frown upside down. So, like, I mean, pro MVP for that kind of stuff. But yeah. We also lost a Boomafoo. Yeah. That little feller was so cute. Little tail.
So
Camera.
So now we're going to take our last commercial break. We're going to come back. I want to talk about, I went and saw the new Space Jam. I want to talk about it because
I'm
I
excited.
talked about this for so long before. So I definitely want to get into this.
And I also have one. It's a really terrible movie, but you guys may have heard of it. Willy's Wonderland came out this year. Nick Cage. Awful movie, and I loved it. So stick around.
On that note, check out these awesome new intros.
Telling me to dance, taking a chance. Telling me to dance, taking a chance.
And to answer your private message, yes, you do.
I asked if I had all these commercials on Double XP so I can share the love next Wednesday.
Yes,
I
you do.
didn't know he had all of these. I knew he was doing the works, but he put the keys in the car and he left. He's down the road. He already turned at the stop sign. He's gone.
And I've been working on outside ones too. What?
Give this man a medal. He'll just design it for you. He can make his own medal.
Well, and on the note, like that belt took me hours.
Hey, listen, it's really good. It shows that you put some type of effort into it.
But so that first one was Drop the Mic. That will be running starting August 10th, I believe, is the date. It will be running opposite of this show. So every week that it's not running or that you're not seeing our faces, you will be seeing mine and Pun's face. Pun, get in here.
Give the delay a second. So in other words, everyone will be confused and just assume that it's just Punisher all the time, and Kay will cease to exist because that's what my life is when these kinds of things happen. They're like, Punisher, when did you start wearing glasses? Pun, when did you get your septum pierced? What?
So we
That's-
yes, we will be running starting August 9th. Me and her opposite of this show, so you will see me and a rotating guest, but we will also be talking different. We'll be talking all things music. We haven't discussed it yet. I had an idea for our first show, and I'm thinking our teenage musical influences. I think would be amazing to talk about as far as a first show and really get to know us and our musical taste. So that I think will probably be our first show. I'll talk and confirm that pun.
So I can drop in sometimes too, right? Just to prove that there's two separate people.
Yeah,
right.
course,
Okay.
And
I
then
have a Mandela effect.
that second commercial was for another new show coming out August 2nd. That is Sports Report After Dark. That'll be with Seven and Dirty Dan.
I'm excited.
I'm so excited for this show. We did a special edition on Sports Report last night, and we really dove into the human side of the athletes and really discussed mental health on this little 30-minute stretch. But it was really interesting, and I'm super excited to see what these guys do. And if you haven't caught chemistry on the Sports Report, just those two they bounce so well off each other. They're both comedians, so they flow very well. I've told them they've got to keep it to an hour or they've got to start producing.
There you go.
That's
Yeah.
going to be
'Cause
10:30 Eastern, so we'll be late. I'm going to say this. This is the first show I've ever said this for. Parental discretion is advised on that show. They are not going to pull punches. They are not going to censor themselves. It will be gritty, uncensored, raw sports talk. I'm super excited. It's going
Glad
to
you
be great.
finished that out with sports talk because it was going somewhere else.
And then becoming a quickly classic here on the Pinfall streams, and that is First Gen Dads. And if you haven't caught that with Will and Seven, talk to Linda and find out how awesome that show is because she turns in every week and watches us on First Gen Dads. They even helped me out last week. I was having some dad troubles of my own with my 3-year-old, and they gave me some great advice. So make sure you check that out. They always have great resources, great topics, great dad jokes. So make sure you check that out.
Yeah.
All
I'm
right.
excited. They do awesome work. Everybody does awesome shows. We're a fantastic. Listen, this network's growing.
So we went long on some other things today, but I don't think we can do this show without this. So before we get into our breakdowns, I think it's time for
I see. I thought I was going to get away from it this time. He just wants a confidence boost for the rest of his evening. That's what it is. That's what it is. Okay. Okay. All right. I got to get my brain unconfunculated. I was playing Marvel Edition. Was it Code Words? So Code Names. Board game. Card board game. And whereas Marvel, I was already thrown off, even though I didn't have to know anything. Oh, you know what? I will say we lost the last game because I didn't know the character. But like my brain has felt just over there ever since then. So I'm just gonna start. Somebody give us a movie. We need a movie or show. Give us some ideas while he gets his timer pulled up. This is a really fast game for those of you who are just tuning in for the first time on this game. Josh and I are going to go back and forth with are we going to do 30 seconds where it's just the two of us or a minute? We'll do a minute. Okay. A minute timer. And the last letter of the name of the movie or the show that one of us uses has to be the first letter that the other person uses. And of course, we will go off a suggestion from the audience.
Oh, there it is.
The first one. Oh, well, I see. My Favorite Martian.
We'll use My Favorite Martian for round 2.
Next. Yes, that is a fantastic movie, by the way. By the by, Christopher Lloyd. I just knocked over my Apex toy. It was Octane. He jumped off of his bounce pad, but messed up, apparently. Okay. All right. So, Josh, you want to take her away? You want to go ahead and start us off?
All right. Oh, since I get start's advantage, let me get one in my head here. Hang on.
I don't know why I gave that to you. I always give that to you. You always get the
Okay.
starting.
I got it. Timer started. Dead on Arrival. DOA.
Lost Boys. S.
Yeah. Shit. Fuck, why am I having so much trouble with this? Saved by the Bell, The Marriage.
You had to be super specific with an E?
Just go Saved by the Bell. Just go Saved by the Bell.
No, I'm gonna go. Is it? Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I am. It's, Land of the Lost. Like, yeah. That was it.
Time Traveler's Wife.
That's a really good movie. E.
Eight.
Earwig. Is that the full title? That's not the full title of it. Aragon. Boom.
She pulled a me. She pulled a me and got it at the last second.
Literally, there's 2 seconds
if
left.
you went with the first one, I had one right away. I was gonna say Garfield, Tale of Two Lasagnas. Like
Hey.
that was gonna be my drop.
Okay, all right, listen. I'm excited now because I won, right? That's the only time I'd invested. No, I'm kidding. I do actually really enjoy doing this. It makes me feel, I don't know, it feels like you're digging in the deep recesses for these old, great things. Buzzer beater, yes, Aragon, yeah, I knew you'd like that one pun. Okay, so we've got My Favorite Martian. All right, so I get to stop this one. Hang on, let me think about this. Wow, why is N so hard? I'm gonna take, I want to say, can we cut the off of some of the names? Like, does it have to start with T to have a name that has the?
No.
Okay, all right, because I was gonna say that word technically wouldn't count. All right, I'm ready. I got this.
All right.
So not counting the.
Go.
The New Kid.
New Kid. Nice. Shit, man. Dogma.
Oh, that's a great movie. Armageddon.
Night at the Museum.
Modern Family. Ends with an M, right? Yeah. Just want to make sure there wasn't an E on the end of that. How do you spell museum? Wait.
Shit.
Oh. Timer. Please.
Young Guns.
Sahara.
Oh, you no!
I haven't thought about Sahara in so long. I was like, please, God, there's so many S names. Why? I don't know where that even came. Scorpion King. Why did I think about that? God, I've seen that waiver recently. MK for the win.
K won the night. That never happens.
Listen, this is the start of the comeback streak.
Don't call it a comeback.
Okay. Well, that was a really fast game, guys. Thanks for helping us out with those suggestions. Yes. Oh, God. My nose is so sweaty. You stress sweated me. Okay. Hit us with the Space Jam.
All right.
Not remake, new one, I guess.
So, as a Looney Tunes movie, great movie. Like, that's what I first want to preface with this is I did not see it because of LeBron James or anything like that. I saw it because I'm a huge Looney Tunes fan, and I will watch anything that has Looney Tunes in it.
Hey, what's up, Doc?
I would give the movie a solid C+, B-.
Wait, we've got reels for this. Hang on. You got your fancies. How many reels you giving this?
So
that sounds like a 3 for a 2 to 3 for.
Let me say, right here.
All right. Okay.
Right here,
Okay.
3 reels. That's what I give it. But this is why. LeBron.
That
I'm
bad,
sorry,
huh?
man, but you are not an actor. You were a basketball player. You are not MJ. It didn't work. It wasn't good. The one thing I will say about LeBron is you could tell he was having fun. He was having a
that's
blast.
cute. That's actually
He was
adorable.
enjoying it, but you could just tell he was standing in a room by himself, wrapped in a major green screen, looking at nothing.
Right.
And it just wasn't good. Personally, the kid who played his son, Dom, was better than LeBron. The guy, the actual human actor that made this movie, Don Cheadle, was so good as Algie Rhythm, as the protagonist of this movie. And he was amazing.
Shots fired.
Oh!
I think we see where Tyler stands on this.
But this is what I will say about it. The nostalgia level of it.
Did they hit it? That's amazing.
I mean, you saw Game of Thrones, Harry Potter, Mask, Animaniacs, Scooby-Doo, Yogi Bear. Like, they opened up the Warner universe, and it kind of seemed like to me they opened it to a point where they can basically do an open universe thing now. It was really interesting in that effect.
So this was potentially like them just kind of sliding some preparation,
For
some
some
foundation.
crossovers, possibly, maybe.
All
Maybe.
right. How does it feel like with the better animation style as opposed to the?
Truly, it was a little weird for me when they only CGI'd them for the basketball game. That was the only part they were CGI. The rest they were still drawn cartoons.
That's actually
the CGI was okay. It wasn't great to like it. No, let me say this better. The CGI was amazing, but I still prefer my old-fashioned Looney Tunes. Like, I'm not a big fan to see them all graphitzed like that.
Good graphics is honestly it's too much in a lot of situations. Yeah, like especially that because you're kind of looking for that. I don't want to say grainy, but kind of like a little bit fuzzy looking as opposed to this crystal clear, super shiny, new age, newfangled kid stuff.
Exactly. So it was great. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, I'll give it a hard 3 reels. I've already rewatched it once. It's a good movie, especially for someone who loves Looney Tunes. Me, you don't get Looney Tunes movies very often. So I really, really, really enjoyed that aspect of it. I wish it had happened.
To be honest, Josh is mostly upset that Lola didn't have 2 old biddies.
Truly, I tell you, 2 things. One, I was really happy Marvin had a bigger role than he did in the original. It wasn't huge, but Marvin is my boy. Marvin is my dog. And so I was happy to see that. 2, I loved the new Lola. I loved her because she was very empowering. And I love that. So it was a good movie. I wish there had been a little bit of more tie-in to the old movie. You did get a little shot of the old Monstars in their alien forms, but I think they could have even done that a little bit better because I don't want to get
cute in their little uniforms.
Like there was a lot of loopholes and stuff. So I thought there could have been a point where the Monstars, the actual like Monstars, came in at a point. I thought that would have been really good. But it was a great movie. It was definitely worth it. It was the first movie I saw in theaters in over like 2 or 3 years. So
Cruella was our first one to see in a long time. So I understand. That's a great feeling getting back in them theaters, man.
nice.
Hitting them uncomfortable seats. I tell you. Okay, all right. Shut up. It's my turn. Okay. But really, Willy's Wonderland, guys. I'm going to try to make this quick so we don't go too long over. It is a little bit of it's a a nod towards Five Nights at Freddy's, which I am too old and don't have kids, so I really missed out on that whole thing. But I am 100% aware, and toys, saw it. It's great. So it stars Nick Cage, so we already know that if it's a recent movie with Nick Cage, it's going to be B quality at best. However. And I mentioned a few times, B movies and me don't generally mix unless they are just packaged that way, but they're really good movies. But I'm giving this one a solid 4 reels. This is a 4-reeler, right? Get it? 4-reeler. She's not the only putter. Okay, but seriously, so just like a loose thing. Nick Cage is just this mysterious drifter who never has a name, which I think is hilarious. And it has a lot of funny moments, but it is taken kind of seriously. He's in this, backwoods town, gets flat tire. They got to fix it, but they only take cash, and he'll work to pay it off. And they take him to this it's kind of like a Chuck E. Cheese's, right? And there's animatronics in there that have been possessed by very bad people. Well, you know what? It's not really a plot spoiler. I mean, I guess technically it is, but at the same time, the plot is very minimal, and that's not the point of this movie. But it's just like a bunch of serial killers started working there, and then they killed themselves. So their spirits went into the dolls, right? Well, not dolls; they're huge. But Nick Cage's character is just this random badass that just comes off the road, and everyone's scared of these animatronics. They've been sacrificing people to him for years, and then he comes in and just starts ripping them apart, man. It's awesome, and it is really well done. It sounds stupid, right? I get it. I understand. I wasn't sure what I was getting into. The cover looks really good. I'm kind of somebody, I don't judge by a cover, but if I see a good one, I'm like, and Nick Cage, I love him so much. National Treasure is where I got him from, but hey.
I love me some Nick Cage. People like to shit. So,
but and this is directed by Kevin Lewis.
Cage story. So recently, I think last year, I made my wife watch Con Air.
Oh, did you really? God, it has been. Wow.
I love that movie.
I was a
I love
child.
that movie. It is so bad. It is good to me. It is one of those movies. And then also to see Nick Cage with long, flowy hair is just kind of, I don't know. It's like this doesn't work. So he has long hair in this, and you can just tell it's a wig. And I love that movie. And then
I don't think
the guy who played Cyrus always plays such a bad guy, such a great bad guy. And it's got Dave Chappelle in it. So
oh my God, Dave Chappelle is fantastic. Avery, to answer your question, Hulu, actually, I don't think it's a Hulu original. I don't think so. I just realized their tagline is 2020 isn't over yet, kids. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Okay. But yeah, I watched it on Hulu. I was just now looking to see if I could spot it out on anything, if it had to be a specific thing on Hulu. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it just came out straight to, yeah. So I do recommend it. He's I don't know, something about it. It's just appealing. And I am trying to think if there's season 3 of Making It. I actually did not watch the first couple seasons. I didn't know it was a thing, with Amy Poehler, and oh my God, his name is right there. Ron. I never watched Community. What is his name?
who are you talking about?
The guy with the voice. That Ron Swanson, right? Is that it?
Oh.
No, that's not it. Hang on. Making It. television series. He's on that the in the Great North. He's the Nick Offerman. That's the one. That guy with the voice. That is a fantastic show. And if you guys like any sort, even if you don't like Crafts, this might make you like Crafts because honestly, that's a really good show. It is on Hulu. It's on its third season right now. It's another. I want to say it's like NBC show or something, but it's full of puns, cute humor. Everyone's really wholesome, really wholesome. So go from murderous animatronic dolls to a wholesome craft show, and that will make your evening complete. And be sure to finish it up with some green tea with honey and a soft set of socks. And I think that's Dr. K's orders for this evening. And we'll be sure to check back on you in a couple weeks and see how your symptoms are improving, right? But in all seriousness, I guess we're kind of we're winding down. Do you have anything that you want to just quickly say that somebody should watch without a breakdown?
I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and just say, go check out the new Space Jam. It's on HBO Max. Go find out for yourself. Don't shit on things just because you don't like the guy in it. It's a cute movie. It definitely has its moments. So go check it out for the nostalgia.
I've meant to watch it. I just have not gotten around to it. My suggestion is I'm just going to keep repeating what I've been watching right now. You guys will just know what I'm always watching. I'm still finishing up Modern Family. I took a break because Tyler started watching, but then we went like 2-3 weeks and I didn't see an episode. So I guess he's just going to miss out, Tyler. So I'm still watching that one, finishing that up. Great show. Honestly, it has lasted several years and it's just stood the test of time with its writing. It's great. But yeah, guys, this has been fun. I definitely felt rusty coming through this. It is kind of hard to be off. So thank you guys for bearing with me. And Josh has done some awesome work. Let's give him another round of applause for Josh with all these amazing intros and this producing that's been on point. Check out Fear Street 3. Movies on Netflix. They're really good. All right. I never get on Netflix. The sole reason Netflix ever gets turned on this Xbox is for Trailer Park Boys. I cannot tell a lie. I love that show so much.
On that note, y'all have a great night. We'll see you all in 2 weeks.